Hello, it's me, French Ted, and we are here for episode number 33? 34. 33. I'm going to go 33. If I'm wrong, it doesn't matter really. But we are here, and we are in the first week of November. We are getting so close to the end of the year, and that's very exciting. Full Gear is a mere week, 2 weeks away. It's week 2 November, I think Full Gear is. So yeah, we've got another week until then, but it's fast approaching and the card is looking stacked. Again, just in case some matches haven't been announced, because I'm really bad at keeping track of this, we're not going to run down the Full Gear card until the show before. So yeah, let's just focus on Dynamite this week, because we have got a big main event in both Dynamite and Collision. It is our finals of the World Light Heavyweight Tournament. In Dynamite, we've got Nick Jackson taking on Daniel Garcia, and at Collision, we have got Hook taking on Darby Allin. The winner of those two matches will face each other at Full Gear for the World Light Heavyweight Championship and be the first ever AEW World Light Heavyweight Champion. Very exciting stuff. It's been a long old tournament, and yeah, very happy with how it's turned out. It started off a bit cagey, but we got there. Enough chatting shit. We're here. We're in the pre-show, and Trish Adora gets another win under her belt. Seems to be doing something right. So in a poor pre-show match, Trish Adora gets the win over Stephanie Vaquer in 16 minutes with the Lariat Tubman. The reason why this went so long is I put it as a technical masterclass, because both of these women have 60 plus technical, and I thought I'd give it a whirl. Didn't fare that great, but again, pre-show match, so it doesn't really matter. Following this though, we have one more pre-show match, I believe, and it is the team of Rock Hard Rock, Juice Robinson and Chris Bay against the Guns. And in 12:49, Juice Robinson gets the win with a pulp friction. Juice with a 62, Chris Bay with a 60, and the Guns in the 40s. The Guns are just poor. I never realised how bad their ratings have been, but I don't know whether that's because of anything. Inexperience, trying to go all out, inconsistency, inexperience, chemistry, penalised for chemistry, overwhelmed by manager. Billy Gunn, overwhelmed by his own dad. Maybe that's a problem. You've got the pressure of daddy. But either way, another pre-show match. Doesn't matter too much. Decent though, apparently, 58. Cool. Let's, I think, head into the main show. I might be wrong. I should really check this stuff. But the opener for the main show is the 20-man Battle Royale. The winner facing Bullet Club Gold's Jay White for the International Championship at Full Gear. Let's hope this is the Battle Royale, otherwise this intro would have been wasted. And it is. Okie doke, 62. Oh, honestly thought it'd be better than this. Orange Cassidy, bruised pectoral muscle. Kenta was in extremely poor form. Yeah, we brought up some really random people for this, because I didn't really have enough people that I wanted to lose. So you can see here we've got a few call-ups. I'll just run through the names before we spoil the winner here. Blake Christian, Cash Wheeler, Cedric Alexander, Chris Hero come out of retirement, Jericho, Dax Harwood, Dustin Rhodes, Jake Lee from DDT, yeah, Jonathan Gresham, Keith Lee, Kenta, Kyle Fletcher, Luchasaurus, and then people you can't see are Matt Cardona, woo woo woo, Orange Cassidy, RJ City decided to get involved, Roderick Strong, Ron Killings, Samoa Joe, who we haven't seen in a while, and Swerve Strickland. And in a decent match, Kyle Fletcher gets the win from Aussie Open in 17:59. The final four were Kenta, Keith Lee, and Orange Cassidy, who managed to survive quite long with his bruised pectoral muscle. Kenta was the final elimination. What a debut that would have been. Just keep in mind, all of these guys that you haven't seen before, they're currently on my Ring of Honor roster. It's either in a developmental deal or Ring of Honor just to have them. Keith Lee got the most eliminations, of course he did, throughout the match. 62, not very good. I honestly thought it'd be a little bit better than that, but hey ho, it is what it is. But Kyle Fletcher though, big match for him at Full Gear. He will be facing the AEW International Champion Jay White. which should be hopefully a good match. Following this, we've got you're injured, and Samoa Joe did it. Samoa Joe, bad man. 85. Go on, AJ. We got a backstage interview. Tony Schiavone, haven't seen him in a while either. Chatting to AJ Mendez, just kind of being AJ. How's AEW? How's life? Shida's here, and she just hits a promo on Shida, just saying, the thing with Shida and also Britt Baker is they're great as a team, but alone they're nowhere near as strong. And I exploited that by facing Shida on Dynamite. Because that means Britt couldn't be here. And at Full Gear, Shida wants her rematch, and I'm more than happy to do it, because not only am I the champion and also better than Shida, but I've also got Saraya and the rest of Bullet Club Gold in my corner. So you can have Britt in your corner, Shida, but I don't think she's going to do much. Also, Britt has a match at Full Gear against Jamie Hayter, so maybe she's going to be preoccupied. So well done for wasting your rematch clause, Shida. See you then. So yeah, great cocky promo from AJ. Awesome on the mic. Love that. Let's continue with the show, where we have a little backstage segment between Christian Cage and Drew Galloway. Christian just says, "Hey Drew, I'm just wondering if you thought about what we discussed the other week." And Drew kind of just smirks and goes, I have. And Christian's like, and then Drew says, I haven't made a decision yet, and then kind of pats Christian on the shoulders and walks off. And Christian's just like, getting a little bit frustrated. So who knows what they discussed? We don't. But it seems like, if I had to hazard a guess, it has something to do with the FTW World Title. Because obviously Drew has his chance against Will Ospreay at Full Gear, and Christian, I'm assuming, wants to strike a deal with Drew about somehow getting that title back to him. 7 to 8 segment, fine, nothing special to comment here. Let's just head straight into another promo heavy, and this is just hyping up tonight's match. Ricky Starks, the mouthpiece of the New Wave, is just hyping up Daniel Garcia, just saying Daniel Garcia is the perfect wrestler. He's got speed, he's got charisma, he's got the hips, he's got the technical ability to go one-to-one with anyone. He can wrestle for hours. He's the future of wrestling. He is the new wave of wrestling, and he is going to win tonight, and he is going to bring the AEW World Light Heavyweight Championship to the New Wave. And Garcia's just like there lapping it all up. He's loving this praise. It's only growing his confidence further. But he doesn't have an easy feat tonight. He does have to face Nick Jackson, who defeated his own brother, Matt Jackson, in the semi-final. I made it sound like he did it on purpose. I mean, he had to. They were scheduled to fight. But yeah, it should be a great main event. I've got everything crossed for it to be a good one. Following this, though, we do have a match, finally 3 segments in a row, and it is Lance Archer facing off against Adam Cole, baby. And this just further proves how bad Adam Cole is in this game, because Lance Archer can pull out a 75 plus rated match with the most random of people in the last few weeks, and here he barely gets a 71 with Adam Cole, although Adam Cole did outperform him, so maybe I should read the numbers first. But in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Lance Archer gets the win by defeating Adam Cole in 13:52 with the blackout. 71 rating overall. Match got the crowd hotter as well, which is good. Lance with a 66, Cole with a 68. Maybe they just didn't gel as well as Lance has with other people. I couldn't really imagine this match in real life, because Cole's kind of like a little bit weedy and Lance is huge, and the idea of Cole getting the best of Lance just doesn't seem to equate in my head. But nevertheless, he didn't win anyway, so it doesn't matter. Following this match, we should have a tag team match, and it is Miro and Coughlin who take on the Best Friends. And in about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Miro and Coughlin get the win. They destroy the Best Friends in 12 minutes when Miro makes Trent submit with the game over. Coughlin was the weak link, but we're going to ignore that because we love Coughlin. Alex Coughlin with a 53 and Miro with a 76. And then Chucky T and Trent in the mid to high 60s. Nice. Miro is obviously targeting the little guys, and the first little guy he decided to target was Bryan Danielson, who thankfully was rescued by the superhero of AEW, El Generico. Just random thought, where's Rami Sabai been? It's been a while since we've seen him. I'm sure he'll appear at some point. But yeah, El Generico. And speaking of El Generico, he swoops down to the ring and challenges both Miro and the android, the villainous android and the villainous Miro, to a match at Full Gear. And Miro just kind of laughs. He says, "You want to take on both of us?" And El Generico says, "The only person who can take on super villains like yourself are superheroes, and I don't see any other superheroes in AEW." When suddenly we hear some music, and it sounds very similar to Bryan Danielson's, although it's got a bit of a more superhero tone to it. And out comes the best picture I could find, leave me alone. Out comes the American Dragon. I didn't know that we had another superhero in the ranks, but we've got the American Dragon, someone who looks a little bit like Bryan Danielson, but it can't be Bryan Danielson because, you know, he's just a civilian. It's not until we get just past the announcer's desk when we kind of see Bryan, or we see the American Dragon just look over at the commentators and lift the mask a little bit, give a little wink, and it is Bryan Danielson. And he reveals to everyone that the American Dragon is here. He is another fellow superhero, and El Generico welcomes him and goes, now the odds are even. We have two superheroes in AEW, and we challenge the android and the Miro, I guess, to a match at Full Gear. To which Miro and Coughlin are, well, Miro's laughing, Coughlin's, a stern face as always, and they accept. So we will get the American Dragon and El Generico against Miro and the android Alex Coughlin. Heroes versus villains, and it should be an epic affair. Yeah. I mean, Brian's kind of just pandering to El Generico now. He's kind of taking the piss, but at the same time wants a piece of these guys. And yeah, it should be a super fun match. I'm really excited for it. So yeah, we don't have Bryan Danielson on the roster anymore. It's the American Dragon, and it's quite funny because like you jump to creative and like franchise players. Obviously, I think Bryan Danielson's like 3rd or 4th in that list, and now it's just the American Dragon. Either way, 82 rating, love that. El Generico, superb, working without a script. American Dragon as well. Brie Garcia's there. Don't know why. What's she got to do with the American Dragon? She's married to Brian. Oh, you better not find out. But following this, we have Hikaru Shida in singles action at 71. Nice. And about that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Hikaru Shida defeats Kairi in what I would imagine would be an awesome match. In 9 minutes though, what a quick awesome match with the Full Metal Muffler, just building that momentum and kind of like showcasing her dominance ahead of Full Gear. And I bet she cannot wait to get her hands on AJ Mendez in the hopes of winning back her women's championship. Now, I believe we are heading to our main event. We've got a lot of TV time remaining, which means this is one hell of a doozy. It's Daniel Garcia, Nick Jackson, the winner, heading to Full Gear for the AEW World Light Heavyweight Championship. Who's your money on? Let me know in the comments now. You done it? Cool. Let's go. Oh, I was wrong. All that hype for nothing. Literally, I literally have notes next to me right now that has a list of everything that happens in the show, and this isn't written there. But before all that, we have a Bullet Club Gold promo. Jay White comments on Kyle Fletcher's victory, saying, "Well done, Kyle. You finally, you get to step up and face the big boys. Well done, the Bang Bang Club. We're going to send you packing straight back to Australia," which is, right next to New Zealand, where Jay White is from. You got Punk standing there, kind of supporting Jay White, but also AJ White. Keith Lee looking like a beast as always. Juice is like he's on something. Chris Bay, kind of, you can see Chris Bay is a little bit flirty with Saraya. Don't know what's going on there, but seems like Bay and Saraya. Yeah. Wait, Sabaya. No, I can't get it to work. Yeah, they kind of just hype themselves up a little bit, just a little self promo, just to keep the Bang Bang Club looking pretty formidable, and the numbers are growing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can only really get one more member before we can't fit them all on a segment. So let's try not to do that. Although, I've got a long list of people that could join them, but we don't want to have an NWO fiasco here. Not at all. Okay, promo over. Thanks, Jay, for ruining everything. Heading back, main event. You've already written down who you think is going to win in the comments. Let's find out. What? Hold on a second. 87? No. Wow. I'm literally like beaming ear to ear. In a bout that had superb wrestling and good heat. I'm going to say fantastic heat. Daniel Garcia gets the win. He is heading to Full Gear after defeating Nick Jackson in 24-30 with the sharpshooter in an 87 rated match. This was part of the World Light Heavyweight Championship bracket, and Daniel Garcia is in the final. The main final, not this final, the other final, with an 83 performance. Nick Jackson with an 81 performance. Matt was ringside, didn't get involved. There were times, I got hiccups now, I'm so excited. There were times at which Matt Jackson almost intervened, but didn't. So I think there was a couple of times when Nick was like, I got this, because he wants to obviously prove himself in singles competition. But yeah, wow. Like, let's have a look at all these bonuses. There's nothing to scroll. It's all just bonus. Dustin Rhodes, great road agent work. Very hot crowd. Oh, love that. High morale. See, this is why. I think I showed this in an very early episode. I think it's like episode 3 or 4, where it was the one called Pack is Mad, and he was furious because I think I had him lose to Blake Christian. And whenever anyone has morale issues on my roster, because I've got mad money, I just pay him off. I give them like 10, 15 grand, whatever they want, until they're happy again, because morale is so important to good ratings. And if someone's unhappy, they're going to perform worse. So keep them happy and you'll get numbers like this. And I'm so happy with that. Let's see how the show ended. 83. Awesome. What a main event. Hook and Darby Allin, you have got a lot to live up to, my boys. I don't think you're going to do it, but you have got a lot to live up to. Wow. Daniel Garcia with a amazing match. A truly amazing match. He's come a long way since being a sports entertainer under Chris Jericho. Do you remember the throwback to Dynamite Garcia? Rampage Garcia. Rampage, the boy with the hips. Awesome. Very happy about that. I can't get over that main event. And then also we've got Carl Fletcher securing his place in his first pay-per-view match. Christian and Drew have got something plotting. Well, at least Christian does. Ricky Starks was right to hype up Daniel Garcia. And then we've got the challenge of the superheroes, the American Dragon and El Generico, against the villains that are Miro and the android Alex Coughlin. Yeah, great show. Very happy. Let's head straight into AEW Collision. Let's go. Okay, and here we are for Collision. We got some backstage incidents and just something I wanted to quickly highlight. You can see last week's episode, I think in the recording it got an 83 or an 84. It's got an 85 now. That's because when I finished recording, I hit, finish show and continue, and my game crashed. And then I went back in, I ran through it again, and it crashed again. And it crashed for about an hour, and I was fucking sweating bricks. Jumped onto the GDS forum and everything, and I figured out what it was. It was because it was Saturday, week 4 October. The Sunday week 4 October is technically Halloween in this game, and for some reason on the news page you need to have a New Year's Day, a Christmas Day, a Halloween, a blah blah blah, all of that. And this skin that I'm using didn't have a Halloween background day, so I just had to copy the current new skin, name it Halloween, and then the game worked. And at that show it got an 85. To be fair, none of the results really changed. I think that was an 81 before, so that suffered. This was like a 77 or 78. So Moxie Guevara, I think that was an 82, so that went up a bit. But yeah, none of these numbers changed that much. This one was still dog shit. But yeah, just thought I'd share that with you guys. But let's look at the backstage incidents, and then we'll head straight into Collision, where we have got a very exciting card. I'll run through it after the backstage incidents, and while we're in the pre-show, let's get these three out of the way. What's Evil Uno done? Video game tournament? No, we found the karaoke machine again. The karaoke machine is back, and what irrepressible? What does that mean? Who knows? Nice one, Evil. Love to hear you sing. Ruby Soho, what's she done? A great rib on the entire locker room. Well done, Ruby, you lively gal. And then Sting. Fuck off, Sting. What has she done? For not cleaning up some mess. Oh, piss off, Sting. I mean, she's got a prickly personality though. This little one, she's like what, 4'10", 4'10"? Can you click on her? No, you can't. Oh, here you can. 5 foot tall. Sorry, I'm wrong. She's 5 foot, and she's the Impact Women's World Champion. Oh, go on, Casey. But yeah, either way, she's been told off by Sting, so positive impact. Nice, cool. Backstage incidents done. I'll run through the card in a sec. Let's head straight into Collision. Okay, so while we look at these lovely 4 women, let me just quickly run through tonight's show, because it's quite an exciting one, if I'm being honest. Didn't realise how exciting it would be until I started booking it. We've got 2 title matches. La Faction won last week and demanded a title shot against the Combat Club, and title shot they've got. So we will open the show with the title match between the Combat Club defending against La Faction, which is Andrade, Shinsuke and Rush. We've also got a TBS title match. Toni Storm will be defending her title against Tay Mello. Later on in the show, we have got Zack Sabre Jr. taking on the newly debuted Calvin Tankman in some one-on-one action. A little bit of UltraViolence versus Combat Club. And in our main event, of course, we have the Collision final, Hook versus Darby Allin. Let's see if they can come anywhere close to the spectacle that was Daniel Garcia and Nick Jackson. Cool. There we go. You've got that and more to look forward to. But let's get these pre-show matches out the way. So in a bout that had decent wrestling and not much heat, Athena and Chris Statlander defeat Emi Sakura and Steph DeLander in 9 minutes with the top rope stunner. Athena with a 63, Chris with a 57, and Steph and Emi both with 44. And Emi and Steph have chemistry. Who'd have thunk it? Very odd pairing, but yeah, they've got chemistry. Awesome. Make a mental note of that and then forget it. 57 overall, nice. Let's move on to our final pre-show match. Yes, 73. Ooh, Malachi Black with a 72. Hold on a second. Malachi Black in the 70s on a pre-show nonetheless. Come on, Malachi, where was that in our main events? So in a pre-show bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Jeff Cobb gets the win. Of course, it's a losing performance against Malachi Black with the Tour of the Islands. Jeff Cobb, who I believe is now fully signed with us. He's not working anywhere else, so I should probably start using him more because he's a great talent. 73 rating as well. Very good for these two guys, but it is just a pre-show match. And the final pre-show match too, which means we are heading straight into our opening match, which is the World Trios Championship, the Combat Club versus La Faction. Let's go. 80 rated. Oh, so in a bout that had great wrestling and good heat, La Faction Ingobernables defeat the Combat Club when Rush pins Claudio Castagnoli with the La Lanza. And during the match, Eddie Kingston, of all people, and also the Legion of Pain, I want to point out, run in and attack Jon Moxley. Shinsuke Nakamura, Andrade, and Rush win the AEW World Trios Championships, and we have new champions. mostly because of Eddie Kingston and the Legion of Pain, aka UltraViolence. In terms of ring work, of course, Moxley was head and shoulders above everyone else with a 91. Go on, Mox. Shinsuke with a 65, getting better. Nice. Rush and Andrade are class. I love them. Moxley also took a stunt bump during this match, which was Kingston and the Legion of Pain putting him through a table and kind of leaving Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta to kind of fend for themselves against 3 other men. 80 overall, match off to a strong start. New champions. Couldn't ask for anything more. And post-match, Kingston and the Legion of Pain are out in the crowd at the top of the steps, just kind of laughing to themselves and just, giving a little cheeky wave to Moxley, who is now up thanks to Claudio and Wheeler and is fuming. He is spitting from his teeth. He's like frothing at the mouth with anger. So yeah, this rivalry is just getting hotter and hotter between these guys, and it's all going to come to blows at Full Gear. And this is even without Zack Sabre Jr. and Calvin Tankman, because the 2 of them are prepping for their match later on tonight, which I'm hoping will also be a pretty good match. Tankman's been doing great numbers in Ring of Honor as well as all the other promotions he's at. He's a workhorse. He's everywhere at the moment. But yeah, that is a great opening part to the show. Let's head to some more trios action, where we've got a new team, a new alliance has been formed between Konosuke Takeshita and High Five, and they take on another new alliance of Ortiz and Santana and Lio Rush. Nope, I'm wrong again. These notes are getting to me. We actually have our TBS title match here, and in a decent match, Tony Storm gets the win in 7 minutes, a very convincing win against Tay Mello of all people. And looking at the match, it was pretty even. Looking at this, Tony Storm with a 58, Tay Mello with a 57. Again, there's the face heel divide of Tay and Sammy, but there's 2 greens, 1 red, so I don't care. That means it's a +1 positive than a -1. 60 overall, fair enough. Congrats to Tony. Just want to be clear, Tony Storm is not defending her title at Full Gear. Kind of run out of time to build anything worthwhile, and I didn't want to just do a random, here's a title match. So this is her title match, and we'll work on building something up for her soon. 60 rated, decent. Go on, Tony. Nice win. Now I think we get into that trios match. I hope we do, and it's a 70. Nice. So in a bout that had good wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd, Takeshita and High Five defeat Lio Rush, Ortiz and Santana in 10 minutes when Takeshita pins Ortiz with the javelin kick. A great performance from Takeshita and High Five. Lio Rush getting better at his gimmick, which is great to see. Lio Rush leading the line with a 77, Takeshita with a 75, Ortiz and Santana splitting it down the middle with a 64, Darius with a 64 as well, and Andretti slightly behind with a 52. But overall, decent match, 70. And that means Takeshita and High Five get a nice, comfortable win for their first match together. So yeah, great to see a new trio form, if they stay together, that is. Following this, we have another match. Yes, and it is Pac against Bandido, Adam Page's amigo. And in very convincing fashion, Pac defeats Bandido in 9 minutes with the brutalizer. And yeah, he doesn't stop there. He kind of kicks his head in a few more times post-match and just stands in the ring very cockily, got his foot on Bandido's head. When Adam Page comes out, and Pac immediately leaves the ring, runs up the ramp, just kind of like, ha, can't touch me. When Hangman confirms that at Full Gear, he doesn't just want a regular one-on-one with Pac. He thinks he needs to teach Pac a lesson. And what better lesson to teach than to beat Pac in the match that earned him a title shot. So it will be Hangman Adam Page against Pac in a ladder match at Full Gear, and that will be our main event of the show. Hangman Page, Pac, ladder match with the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Nearly stumbled there. Hanging high and mighty for someone to climb a ladder and retrieve. 81 rated segment, cool. Hoping it'd be a bit better because, you know, it's Hangman on the mic, but what are you going to do? Following this segment, we have a backstage promo again with Britt Baker. More mind games with Jamie Hayter. She says that at Full Gear, she's got a little surprise for Hayter, something that she doesn't think anyone is going to expect. What that is, we'll have to wait and see, but she seems very, very confident going into Full Gear, but also keeping her distance from Hayter. So, yeah, I think there's a little bit of nerves there, because wouldn't you be scared, Jamie Hayter? Yeah, Britt Baker has a surprise in store for Hayter, so I wonder what that could be. Let me know down below what you think it could be. I know what it is, obviously. I write the shows. But let's carry on with the show where I believe we have Zack Sabre Jr. and Calvin Tankman. But the amount of times I've got this wrong in this episode alone is laughable. So we've got something next. Oh, and it is. There we go. 75. I'll take that. In about that had great wrestling and a decent reaction from the crowd. Calvin Tankman gets the win on Zack Sabre Jr. This is not Bullet Club, the Combat Club's night tonight in 22 minutes against Zack Sabre Jr. with the Tankman driver. Calvin with a 62, Zack Sabre Jr. with an 82, of course. He's a beast. This match got the crowd hotter as well, which is great to see. Let's look at the dirt sheet. Odd heel face combo. Yeah, they're both heels. Rating for hot crowd. Go on, Jeff Jarrett. Great refereeing and lack of psychology. Yeah. Also, that's another thing I've just realised. Eddie Kingston, I think, is a face. The Legion of Pain and Tankman are heels. So that is odd. Oh well, who cares? I mean, they're all slightly heelish. I mean, Kingston's more of like a babyface heel, let's be honest. He's the anti-John Moxley in this scenario. But yeah, 75 rated match. Pretty good. I was worried that Tankman might tank the scores in this, but he's done well. My boy. Love that. After this match, we have a backstage promo, and it is John Moxley, Claudio, and Wheeler. And Moxley is furious. He's at Kingston. You've cost us our belts. You've cost us some other stuff. You're really pissing us off right now. And at Full Gear, I'm going to kill you. Obviously, I put the kill in inverted commas because he's not going to kill him, but he's going to try his best to. So yeah, Moxley very angry, and rightly so, I'd say. Kingston first was kind of like the justice of this all, you know, calling out Moxley for being a bad person, and Kingston's doing, you know, giving it back, I guess, and fair enough. So it should be a great 4-on-4 match, although knowing TEW, they'll drag it down because of Tankman, Dinser and Salmani, but we'll see. Should be fun either way. Following this, though, I know this is the last segment. It is the main event, the AEW World Light Heavyweight Championship Collision Final. The winner will face Daniel Garcia, Rampage Garcia, 87 Garcia at Full Gear for the World Light Heavyweight Championship. Hook, Darby Allin, like before, down below. Let me know who you think's going to win. Let's see how it turns out. 82, I'll take that. That's great. So in about that had great wrestling and good heat. It is Hook. Hook has done it. He is living up to that next big thing moniker. Hook defeats Darby Allin in 28 minutes with the submission with a good old red rum. And this match was part of the world. I don't need to read that. Hook with an 82. Wow. Hook is, I don't know what he's been drinking lately, but he's been getting his spinach and milk in and then some. Darby Allin with a 75. Great performance from Darby. To be fair, this probably helped because of the whole face heel thing, which I managed to do with Garcia and Jackson as well. That was my goal, to get a nice face heel. And then the final is going to be face heel. Hook against Daniel Garcia, and that should be a very exciting affair. Something I'd love to see in real life. It might happen by the time this video is live because I'm so far ahead. I think I'm like a month ahead of schedule. I just can't stop recording. Let's take a look at the dirt sheet like we did with the last main event, just to see. There were no negatives You love to see it. I thought there might be one for the 28 minutes, but there isn't. Mwah. And that is how we finish our show. But it's not actually how we finish our show, because I forgot a post-show segment. And I'm going to mention it in a sec. Let's see how we did first. 64? They wanted more angles and interview segments. Oh, wait, yeah, we had a match-heavy show. Wow. Yeah, I didn't realise how many matches we had. Damn, and yeah, literally no segments. Okay. Well, I thought this was a good card. It's lost us popularity, which sucks. 64 is not fair at all. But either way, let's just ignore. Let me just cover that number. There we go. The post-show segment was actually Takeshita and High Five challenging La Faction at Full Gear for their trios titles, because obviously Takeshita feels betrayed by Shinsuke and he wants to get revenge, and also him and his newly found team want a little slice of the World Trios action. So that match has been confirmed for Full Gear. It will be Takeshita and High Five against La Faction, the new World Trios champions, defending their belts for the first time in just over a week's time. Fuck this rating. This was a great show. I mean, look at this. Hold on, I'm running through it again. We had a great opening show where we got new Trios champions. Kingston being Kingston himself. Tony Storm with a solid win against Tay Mello. 2 new trios. I doubt these guys are going to stick together, but a new trio which looks super exciting. Pac destroying Bandido, Hangman's amigo. Then Hangman confirming the special stipulation for their main event. Britt Baker's got a surprise, which, honestly, guys, you are going to be surprised. Tankman gets a great win in his main roster debut against Zack Sabre Jr. Moxley is slightly murderous. And then an awesome main event confirming that Hook will face Daniel Garcia in our final in just over a week's time. And I'm so excited to be crowning a new champion in AEW. But that is the end of this one, guys. Ignore that 64. This was a 78. I'm going to give it a 78 rating show. And yeah, one more week, one more episode, and we are at Full Gear. I'm very excited. Our final pay-per-view of the calendar year. And yeah, let's try and make it a good one. But that's the end of this one, guys. Thank you very much. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Hit a like for my boy Daniel Garcia and Nick Jackson. Getting an 87. What a match. I can't get over it. Yeah. Next week, few more great shows, whatever. I don't know. I'm stumbling over my words now. It's late. It's 11:30 at night. I should be in bed. But I just want to get to Full Gear. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.